how much money do you need to start investing in UK properties? So I'm going to take you through a couple of examples of how I think a budget works really well. Yeah. So this is what it takes to start investing in UK properties, guys. Yeah. £25,000 plus. Now, for sure, you can buy cheaper properties in cash. Yeah. And in some instances, you can also, spend a little less to get onto the actual property ladder. But I just want to give you an idea of what that £25,000 will get you roughly. Yep. So let's just take a purchase price of £50,000. Yep. 25% deposit is basically £12,500. Yep. So you put in £12,500. Yeah. Of actual, that's your actual equity, contributes towards your actual equity. Yep. Your transactional costs, £12,500 roughly. Yeah. So that's your £25,000. Yeah, that you're spending. Your expected mortgage. So because you're putting in 25%, a bank is actually going to lend you 75%. So your expected mortgage is about £35,000. Sorry, £37,500. That's how much money you're going to borrow from a bank. The average interest rate, let's say, is 3.5% on that mortgage. So you're going to be paying, if you borrow this money, roughly around £110 per month. Yep. So you put in £25,000, you get this mortgage, you pay £110 per month. The expected rent on this opportunity, roughly £325 per month. So your expected gross cash flow is £215 a month. Very simply speaking, if you put in roughly £25,000 into this property investment, you'd be looking at a return on investment or a return on capital employed of about 10%. Yeah, better than leaving your money in the bank. Simple. Yeah, that's just one example. Now, let's just look at a slightly different scenario. Let's just say the more money you have to put in, the more properties you can access, and often better returns. I'm going to give you an example of that. Imagine if you had £40,000 in savings. Yeah. So what would £40,000 get you? So let's look at a purchase price of £100,000. 25% deposit is £25,000 you're putting in actual equity. Your transactional costs are £15,000. Note that it's only £2,500 more than the previous transactional costs, but your price is double. Expected mortgage, you'd be looking at around £75,000. Yes, 75%, because you're putting in £25,000. Average interest rate, again, 3.5%. Your expected mortgage payment will be £219 a month. Your expected rent, roughly £650 a month. I'm trying to keep all the figures the same in terms of proportionate rents, proportionate purchase prices, etc. The expected cash flow, you'll be getting £431 per month gross cash flow on that opportunity. That means your ROI, or return on capital employed, would be 13%. You put in £40,000, roughly 13% ROI, right? That just gives you a couple of examples. Now, the big thing here is that you're relying on leverage. Yeah, you're only putting in a quarter of the purchase price, and the bank is giving you 3/4. As I touched on earlier, you only have to put in 25%. In some cases, you can put in as little as 15%, and the bank will lend you 85%. Yeah, so you're relying on leverage, but you're benefiting from 100% of the growth, which is just insane. Now, even the mortgage that you take out, your rent is actually paying for your mortgage and giving you an income on top. Yeah. The other thing as well is that you have to be able to qualify for a buy-to-let mortgage if you go down this route, because leverage plays a massive part in scaling a property portfolio faster. So in order to qualify for a buy-to-let mortgage, there are thousands of buy-to-let mortgage products, thousands. So what I want to show you is how you access the whole market, because once you get your head around this, as I said, I learned this stuff over 15 years ago, and it literally changed my life in every single way that you can imagine. So I just want to show you the basic criteria to access the whole market. Bear in mind, if some of these things you don't tick the boxes, then it's fine. That just means that less products are available to you. You haven't got the whole market, less products are available, but you can still make a move in the market. Yeah.